obviously we just got back from seeing Us.
Yeah, and now he's creepy.
Oh, he's very creepy.
You think he's always been that way?
Every time.
Yeah.
Always been what way? What are you
What?
talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying.
He's one of them.
I'm just fine. Hey, guys. We just got back. Well, one of us got back. From Us. Okay, wow. And I got to say, right away, I really enjoyed this film. I think Jordan really lightning strikes twice. He really is a master of his craft, I think. I really liked it.
A great time watching this.
I was engaged the whole way. I was quiet, really involved in it, and really it pays off. It has style. It has substance. It has the creeps. It's not, it's not like a gory horror or anything like that. This, I think, is more of a thriller.
Yeah, this one I really enjoyed too. It wasn't transparent; like it kept me guessing.
Yeah,
I was really intrigued the entire way. It had a good amount of humor throughout.
Yeah, right. To keep it,
it wasn't overbearing, but it was great the entire time.
The concept, it's a crazy ass concept. It's a creepy concept. It's a high concept, and I was worried that the concept would be so good it would overwhelm the film, and it wouldn't, they wouldn't be able to live up to it. And there was a moment there where I thought it was maybe losing its way. But I went along for the ride, and you really get satisfied by the end. You get a satisfactory movie, a satisfactory conclusion. If you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of thrillers, if you're a fan of good acting, you need to go out and see Us.
Oh, yes. Lupita was amazing.
Amazing,
yeah,
Joe.
She was great.
Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the acting was great.
No, it was better than great.
Lupita was
fantastic. Fantastic, and you give her a due because she plays, obviously, two different characters, herself and her crazy-ass self. And she does, and you think these are basically two different people, two sides, and it all really comes through. Every small little detail comes through. And just a perfect cacophony of everything, if I may. You have an amazing soundtrack. You have great attention to detail in the cinematography, tight shots, unnerving shots, playing with shadows. You mix the music with somebody who knows what they're doing in filmmaking and a fascinating, interesting story where you have no idea where it's going. It takes you on for the ride. This is cinematic. Just bliss. It's great. This is what the genre is capable of.
Do you agree? Uh-oh.
Oh, no!
Uh-oh,
Okay, hold on.
What?
Before Alex speaks, let me just say that the film gets fucking wild. It gets crazy. And if you're one of those logic people, you're going to be like, no. This, logically, none of this makes sense, right? But by then it doesn't even matter. He's just playing with. There's like social commentary in here, I think, and I'm not privy to. I need to rewatch this thing. Literally, we just saw it like 7 minutes ago. Yeah. But I'm thinking it's playing with things of haves and have-nots and
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. There's like certain subtle things that she was saying, the little girl. Yeah. It kind of plays out throughout the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And but go ahead, Alex. Why are you have you
not
been
as
replaced?
Happy as we are?
I was engaged the entire way. I think I don't think this is as good as Get Out, which is the natural comparison that everyone's going to make, right? Get Out was one of the most thrilling. I don't think Get Out's Get Out's a creepy movie, but I was never terrified, right? Like I was scared when we were watching The Nun, and that movie's bad. But because there's scary scenes, but Get Out is like more thrilling. This is a thrilling movie too, and I don't think I was I was never anxious. Like I get anxious in horror movies. I really, really like it. This wasn't like a horror movie for me. Were you
it was
like
a
scared?
thriller. That's why I call it a thriller.
Yeah, this was a really good thriller.
I thought this was for me was a horror one. Yeah,
Okay.
there were some parts where like kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, there's definitely some creepy things in here. There's a lot. I mean, doppelgangers are creepy, and so I really appreciated that. You kind of nailed it on the head. Like you want to I want to come out from a movie logically. I like to guess where things are going, and the concept was so beyond it, like out there, left field, doesn't make any goddamn sense whatsoever, and nothing maybe there's more scenes and I just didn't get it, but it's an out there concept.
Yeah.
But if saying that, I enjoyed the film. And I'm not going to say this movie's bad. I'm not going to tell everyone I know to go see it now, but you should go see it. I really liked it. But I guess I'm not as hot on
Everybody
it as you are.
don't see it now, but go see it.
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
It's good.
No, you go see it now. And I don't want to say another genre, or I don't want to say any. I'm trying my best not to give it away because it's very important to me not to spoil anything. Yeah. And we will have a separate spoiler section. Okay, so it's difficult to talk about some of the things that I want to tell you and why you should go out and see it and why personally I like it a lot. And you can guess why I like it a lot. Anyways, but the acting, so it's superb. What about the supporting cast? Like, not only
loved them, everyone, but so seeing Tim from Tim and Eric in the film like kind of pulled me out for a second because I've seen him in all the other crazy stuff that he did, and it took me like a second, but he did really, really well, and I don't want to take anything from him, but it kind of pulled me out of the film for just a second. He was like, wait a minute, is that Tim from Tim and Eric?
Right, because he's so ridiculous in Tim and Eric. And you know what? He's got a really Tim kind of personality here, and what's great, oh god darn it, I can't say anything, but what I can say is that all the side characters and all the supporting cast does a fantastic job as well. It's not just Lupita that's doing the heavy lifting, though she is. I mean, the film revolves around her and her central performance, and it's great, but all the other actors do a good job, and there's a perfect amount of little moments of levity, like sort of these creepy doppelgangers kind of, almost enjoying what they're doing, or you just never know what their motivations are, what they're going to do next, what ticks. Can you talk to them? Are they human? Are they what is going on? Yeah. What is your purpose? Ah! So it's got a lot of that really good stuff. And when a film can engage me, when a film can give me that high concept and keep unwrapping the wrapper, like it's not just about doppelgangers. It keeps well, it is, but the concept gets a little bit larger than I thought it was going in, and so ultimately, if you look at it with a magnifying glass and you scrutinize it, and you're saying I'm not really sure all of it works. But the fact that he went for it and it was executed in such a nice way, it doesn't matter to me that, the logistics of some of this kind of stuff may not hold up under scrutiny.
Well, then what's also nice about some films is they don't have to – I don't want to say they don't have to make sense, but something that can drive like a discussion, a conversation, get people talking about it and say, oh, I saw this scene and it relates to this part, and all of these things kind of make sense. And – there are movies that kind of leave you guessing. Like you watch a movie like Jacob's Ladder or something. It's like, all right, well, what really happened? Does it make a whole lot of sense? Like if you look at it frame by frame, well, no, not really. But it's still talking about it however many years later.
That's a good point. Talking about it. This film, I want to talk about it. I want to, see what how other people interpret it. It's not, obtuse and all that. Don't think that. But it just it serves itself well upon rewatching it. I think that this would be a great film to rewatch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And, it's got a lot of ingredients in it that I really, really enjoy. Great supporting cast, great
music.
Music is so good. I was so worried that, I got 5 on it, and they do a horror version. I was like, that's cool, but they're just using that in the trailer. And no, it's in the film. Yeah. And I like the way they use it in the film, too. They use it in a very creative scene, a very awesome scene. just so many great individual scenes, and I think they come together very nicely. And I think, as a fan of thrillers, as a fan of horrors, as a fan of just great, acting and action sort of films, then this is something that you definitely need to see. It's not an action film. I mean, thriller and slash horror. So, all right, let's go straight to the final verdicts.
Well, before we get there, what did you give Get Out?
Oh, man. 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
it had the potential of 10 out of 10. And I really, really enjoyed. Man, it's difficult for me to compare this to Get Out because I feel.
Well, that's going to be the internet for the next 3 days, and it's unfair.
Which one's better? And I don't want to say right now because I want to watch.
Yeah.
I want to watch Get Out again and see how it makes me feel upon second watching.
I just rewatched it like 4 hours ago.
Oh, all right. You got some
start
perspective.
It off with this guy.
All right, it was great. It was great.
Which one? Then which one is better?
I think
there's gotta be a better one.
No. Well, if
I push you against the wall and I said, which one is better?
I think Get Out's better.
Okay.
This one was different though. Get Out was solid 100% of the way through. There was not a slow part. I was engaged the entire time. And horror movies and thriller movies usually start real high, and then they get going, and then they just crash, and then just explode into nonsense. And then Get Out didn't do that. I really liked everything that happened in Get Out. This movie started higher than Get Out. It had much higher space. There were scenes that were exciting and thrilling. There were some really creepy parts, and then the story developed a little bit. And then it got me again, but then they got more into some of the story part, and it's hard, but Get Out's more consistent.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Okay, Joe, what about you?
I don't know.
In terms of Get Out, we're just ranking Get Out. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
I'd have to rewatch them both. Initially, I want to lean towards Get Out because this one does have a little unevenness to it, and you're thinking, oh, it's straying, but then it comes back on, and you're like, okay. By the end, you're like, okay, I get it. But the high concept here is a little less believable, if that's even a thing, because the concept in Get Out is pretty unbelievable too. But it just has this mysteriousness to it, and sort of otherworldliness to it that can explain away Get Out, where it can't really explain away this, because they're dealing with actual physical things and the logistics of something like this, of having doppelgangers. Anyways, we'll talk about it in spoilers. Joe, Get Out of this.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to break the mold and say I like them both
equally.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that.
Yes.
This is why everyone loves him.
I gave Captain Marvel a 7, and I gave Wonder Woman a 7, and I'm like, look, I can like one more than the other. I like Wonder Woman more than Captain Marvel. It's not like they're exactly the same. So you're saying they're exactly the same.
Yeah, because honestly, all right, we're going to start with me.
Yeah.
I gave Get Out an 8, and I think this one deserves an 8 too. It was a great story. I love Lupita. She's a great actress. It's a great soundtrack, and it kept me intrigued the entire time. And the ending, did not see that coming.
God damn, Get Out an 8, Joe?
Yeah.
And this an 8? What the fuck does it take for a 9 for Joe in these thriller horrors?
He watches a lot more thriller and horrors than I do.
No,
I would have given Get Out
me and Joe watch the same amount.
There's a couple things that kind of I was kind of thrown off. I was like, well, if this happens, we'll talk about it in spoilers.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But
so, Alex,
I would say an 8.
An 8.
So I didn't review Get Out with you, but it was excellent. I think it was one of my favorite films of the year.
What would you rate that one?
Probably like a 9 out of 10. It was really, really good.
I
really, even on the second watch, there's parts where I'm going, I like. And I think this movie has the same thing, where I'm going to watch it and just constantly be looking back and for other little hidden things. So I'm excited to watch this one again. I think it would get out a 9, and I think this one
maybe an 8.
Like an 8. And I think this movie is very strong, and it's very, very good.
Yeah.
And it's not that I think that a lot of people will absolutely disagree because they're fine with. It's like you like the high concept, and it may not. I think we can agree that logically there's some problems, and it's less of a problem for you, but it's more. It's something that I know that I've got right. It's more of a problem for me. So that's what it loses like a point or two for that.
I just really loved all the characters in Get Out, and I love all the characters here, but they get less time because there's more of them. there's more supporting characters. And Get Out, it was a little more focused, and so it's easier to concentrate and grow attached to a lot of the characters. I didn't necessarily grow attached to a lot of the characters in this one, other than a few, but I'm trying to get more refined in my reviews and not so excited jumping out of a theater. And it turns out I usually give about 1 extra point than I really should to movies. Because movies are usually my release. Games, I fucking review. Movies, I go out to have a good time. You know what I mean? But now I'm reviewing
ended,
those.
25 minutes ago, right?
So it's difficult. I gave Get Out a 9, I believe.
Yes.
And I really want to give this one a 9, but I do want to say I like Get Out better. So, if I give them both a 9, I would have to give the nod to Get Out.
So
but
in theory, it's a 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9 because you know what? To me, this is in a slightly different kind of genre, and I really appreciate how well it works here. There's a little bit of a twist that you probably should have. Anyway,
it still leaves you thinking.
It leaves you thinking, and the concept is really high, and you want to talk about it. You want to say,
yes.
What are the ramifications of this? What's going to happen next? And we'll never know, because I guarantee you there's going to be no sequel to this or anything like that. I hope there isn't. I really don't want there to be. I want it to be open-ended, and I want to be like, And the last time that happened for me with a ending like that is, you remember The Mist? That ending, I was so mad at that ending initially, but then I loved it. And then that's what made me love these kind of different ends. I'm not saying that's the ending here or it's anything like it, but it's one of those endings.
Yeah.
One of those. No, that's not the part of The Mist that I'm talking about, the ending. But, it's one of those things that kept me thinking. And this one, it kind of keeps you thinking a little bit like, how does that work? How's it going to work going forward? And interesting. Have we seen this before? This is kind of a unique little thing, I think. And one that worked well. Because when you actually break down the story, you write the shit on paper, it sounds so fucking stupid. And it could have been done so poorly. Every opportunity for something to go wrong here could have gone wrong, but that just shows you the talent of these people. That honestly, the concept is stupid. Well, but it works. Anyways, we can talk about that in spoilers. So 9 out of 10. I know I should deduct a point just for my excitement of seeing something really good, but no, it's a 9 out of 10. Get Out is a 9 out of 10, and you should really go and see these. There's no sophomore slump or anything from, our director here, and I'm really excited. And I hope he continues to make these films because me and Joe, and I don't know about Alex, but I'm a huge fan of horror and thrillers and things done and executed at a high level. And so far, his films have been executed at a high level, and this one is no exception. All right? So thank you very much for watching. We're about to talk spoilers. Please do not watch this if you haven't seen the film because I really want you to see the film first. You've been warned. All right? See you on the next one. Bye.